We are in section 1.6 and we are subtracting integers in, we started in number 18 where it asks us to write each difference as a sum and then simplify. Remember that when we subtract integers, we are going to change the signs, plural. We will always make 2 marks and add. Now, I will point out that in number 18, if I saw 6 minus 2, I would just say that's 4. I would not change my signs and add because I know 6 minus 2 is 4. But since they asked us to show it as an addition problem, here's what you would need to do. You would need to change the subtraction to addition and that to a negative. You will always make 2 marks between the two numbers. So 6 plus a negative 2, the signs are different, so we subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So that's what it should look like. Number 19, we're going to change our signs. We will make 2 marks. The addition becomes a subtraction, or sorry, the subtraction becomes an addition. The negative 2 becomes a positive 2, and that's 8. In number 20, we're going to make a mark here and here. The subtraction becomes addition. The positive 2 becomes a negative 2. The 2 marks that you make will always be between the two numbers. So now we have a negative 6 and a negative 2. We follow our rules of signed numbers. If the signs are the same, we add them and keep the sign. 2 marks. The signs are now different because this 2 is positive. There's no sign in front of it, so it's positive. And a negative 6, so we subtract the two numbers, 6 minus 2, and keep the sign of the larger, the negative 6. Make 2 marks. Now we have 2 plus a positive 6. They're both positive. We add them and keep the sign. So when you do these, you have to show the addition problem, not just the answer. Change my signs and add. And we have negative 2 and negative 6 would be negative 8. The signs are the same, so we add them and keep the sign. 24, we're going to make 2 marks. So we have a positive 5 and a negative 11. So I'm going to find the difference. 11 minus 5 is 6 and keep the sign of the larger. 2 marks. 75 and 25, they're both positive, so we add them and keep the sign. Change the signs and add. 22 and 7 are both positive, so we add and keep the sign. 87 and 9, they're both positive. 16 carry the 1 would be 96, so it's positive 96. 28 is like 18. I would just see this because 35 is bigger than 15. I would say that's 20. But they want us to show it as an addition problem. And so since 35 and 15 are different signs, we subtract and keep the sign of the larger, which is the 35. Change my signs and add. 100 plus 91, they're both positive, would be 191. Number 30 is a word problem. It says Terry has $43 in a checking account. If Terry writes a check, so he has 43, he's going to write a check for 62. So he's going to subtract $62 from that. So we are going to change our sign and add. And so we have 62 minus 43. They're different. One is negative, one is positive. So I'm going to find the difference and keep the sign of the larger. So he's going to have a negative $19 in that account. Number 31, suppose that you have a score of 35 in a game. So you have 35 points. You get a penalty of 50, which would be minus 50. So again, we're going to change our signs and add. 35 is positive, 50 is negative. The signs are different, so we subtract and keep the sign of the larger. The larger one is the negative, so you're going to have a score of negative 15.